Fox show's gonna be on the red carpet doing her Xavia Fox red carpet thing.
Hey, everybody. Yeah! Oh, you can't win if you're not in the game. Give me a beat. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Xavia Fox Talks, and I'm still your host, Xavia Fox. As you can see, I'm out here at this beautiful facility which is called C, D, and Me. That's C.D. and Me at 23320 South LaGrange Road. They are out here for all of your event needs. It's a beautiful location, perfect for weddings, anniversaries, birthday parties, graduation, bar mitzvah, you name it, you can do it out here. There's a wonderful indoor facility as well as outdoor. Different bar locations you can set up, just the dream wedding location. It's beautiful. It's an outdoor fireplace back there. I was going to film over there, but here we are. So, today we are going to be talking to Mr. Age Reversal himself, Eric Prince, and we're going to learn how to detox our bodies. And I'm going to really be paying attention because last few months, somehow I just got something going on all up in here. So I'm going to let him tell me how to get rid of whatever it is that's going on all up in here. So are you guys ready to learn some stuff and reverse your age? See, I'm 29. Well, that's what I think I am. And so I need my body to always agree with me. So we're going to have to reverse some stuff. So we're filming out here in the great outdoors. And the sound that you hear in the background is the beautiful waterfall. Isn't it relaxing? Okay, so let's get started with Eric Prince and Age Reversal Detox. Okay, so I'm here with Mr. Age Reversal himself, Eric Prince. And we're going to have to find out how old this dude is. You know, he might be like 60, 70 years old, sitting here looking like he's 24 or whatever. You know?
A lot of people, well actually a lot of kids, college kids that I run against, I'm not sure what my age is also. And even when I get on the track, they can't really tell. So it's not until I actually tell them personally what my age is until they're surprised and shocked. Usually it's the same response, like, you don't look a day over 30 something. And it's usually the performance more so. And so that's what I really want to kind of talk about today is performing versus appearance.
Okay. All right. So I am here with Mr. Age Reversal himself, and I'm so excited because I want to reverse my age, right? I'm not really 29. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I'm hoping that Mr. Eric Prince here can make my body agree with my personality and my character and who I believe I am at 29, and he can help me get there physically. So welcome to the show, Mr. Prince. Now, before we go much further, everybody who knows me, I'm a water drinker, and I usually have my bottle of water, which is usually frozen because I actually chew on the ice. But this man came out here with this here, and I said, "Is that what you drink?" And what did you tell me?
Well, this is alkaline water. Alkaline water, of course, is water that's at a pH of about 9.5. Now, I've been drinking this water, I would say, about a little over 4 years now. And the whole aspect of the water is to neutralize the acid in your body in a way where the acid doesn't accumulate and cause damage and disease.
Okay. So have you noticed any difference in how you felt just by doing the alkaline water?
Oh, in fact, I've noticed a lot. In fact, that's a part of the whole reversing of the aging process. In fact, that's the foundation for reversing the process because of the fact that we don't take in enough alkaline substances to the point where our body is able to neutralize it without using our own resources. Okay. And so if the body has to use its own resources, then obviously it's going to wear out and it's going to wear down. But if you continue to put alkaline water in your system on a regular basis, then now you not only have enough water in there to hydrate yourself, but you also have enough alkaline ions that's going to go in, neutralize the acid, and keep you at a kind of what I say a Duracell alkaline energized level.
Okay. So I want to ask you about figs.
Okay.
Because what I've read about figs is that they're the highest alkaline food on the planet. So do you eat figs, and what's your thoughts on that as far as balancing? Do you need that with the alkaline water, or if you're eating figs, is that kind of
Well, there is no replacement for alkaline water. The thing about figs is that it's one of many on the list of fruits that are actually alkaline for the system. For instance, pineapple. Even though some certain fruits are what you consider citric, but even though they may be acidic, when they go in the body transfers it and makes it alkaline. And so you have a whole list of foods that are actually alkaline, then you have some that are acid, but even some that are acid actually turn and transform into alkaline substance. The water is what we call the icing on the cake. The icing on the cake meaning that if we got to drink water every day, which we do, then what we're finding out is that some of the water that we have been drinking is actually acidic.
Because of the fluoride and stuff in it?
Not even because of the fluoride, it's just simply acidic. And I had to test a few waters. I'm not going to name anything now or name any waters, but there are certain waters that when you test them, they actually have an acidic content to them.
Are you talking about bottled water?
Bottled water.
Wow.
And so this is something that must be exposed. And what we do is we tend to do like a demonstration, an alkaline water demonstration, and we use certain named bottled waters, and we show you in all the different cups the acidity of the water. And by the time you get to the alkaline water, you'll see what's called a dark color purple when we add our indicator drops to it. But when we add our indicator drops to the bottled water that is very popular, that we'll talk about after the show,
okay,
you see what's a light yellow urine color, which symbolizes acidity.
Wow.
And so it turns out that we've been drinking acid water all along, expecting to have better health.
Ain't that something? And I think I'm doing good with drinking my bottled water and not tap water. Because I haven't drank tap water in a long time. What's your thoughts on tap water?
Well, the funny part is tap water has a neutral pH. So actually, if I was to do a test with the tap water, it would come out more green, which means neutral, as opposed to the bottled water that you get in stores, which is more urine color, yellow, and acidic. So in truth, the tap water has a better quality of pH balance than the bottled water that we buy.
Well, maybe I'm going to be saving some money now. I don't know. Wow, really? So, yeah, you started me off learning something here.
So what it boils down to is begin to understand and study the alkaline water. When you study the alkaline water, you study, well, how do you make it? Like if we look at, like, as we're listening to the springs now, certain springs actually create their own alkalinity in the water. And in certain countries, they have water that's sifting through coral reefs that's picking up minerals, and that water can be measured to be 8.5 to 9.0. And so they're drinking that water naturally. But here, we don't have a way to get water naturally, so therefore we go to the bottled water, and we are thinking that, hey, that bottled water is there to help us. But it turns out that bottled water is only adding to the acidic condition that we already have.
I'm a little depressed now. I've been drinking bottled water. I'm originally from Milwaukee, and we have, Milwaukee supposedly has this great water, but it has fluoride in it, and over time, fluoride is not good for you either. Right. So I stopped drinking that when they had this big cryptosporidium thing, and people died because our purification system broke down, and people died. I was actually married at the time. My husband got really sick then as well, and so once I knew that the water was that vulnerable, then I couldn't make myself that vulnerable to that anymore. So I've been drinking bottled water for Jesus Christ. Man, my husband's been dead for almost 14 years. Jesus. And it's acidic? And I'm trying to avoid all this I don't drink soda. I haven't drank soda in not as long,
Exactly.
So I've been trying to avoid all the acidity, and here I am drinking this water thinking that it's good for me, and it's acidic.
And the beauty,
I'm mad now.
And the beauty of it is that now this knowledge is becoming, mainstream to us. Now we have the ability to kind of know the truth. And even the reason you brought me here was to find out the truth about this stuff. If we can actually begin to put this out there and people start to hear about it, then people will tune in and say, you know what, I need to know about this, because if I care about my body, I care about my health, then they used to say what we didn't know won't hurt you.
Oh, yes,
but actually, it's what we don't know that has been
killing us.
It's killing us.
It's killing us.
And so, alkaline water is the foundation of it, and that's something that I would like to, just expound upon as I really talk even more about just the whole age reversal process.
Oh, and so let's go ahead and jump into that, because that is what we came here for. But I was just so, I did know about alkaline water, living water, and all that kind of stuff, but I have never heard anyone other than me talk about it. And when I talk about people just kind of look at me crazy, and I can't find it in too many places,
Right.
the living water and alkaline water. So I just thought I was doing good with the bottled water. But tell us about the age reversal program and the detoxification. And I hear we're going to get a smoothie, and I see bananas over here, so I'm getting hungry. I'm going to need the smoothie soon.
Well, let me tell you where it all began. It began back 7 years ago, a little over 7 years ago, when I changed my diet. I was a meat eater, a devout meat eater. I ate fish, chicken. In fact, at that time, I was a bodybuilder, which means I was lifting as heavy as I could. I was bench pressing maybe 380. I was squatting maybe 600 pounds. So I had to have two spotters on each end and somebody behind me. And I was taking it down, and I was doing pretty well. And so when you're bodybuilding, you have to consume a lot of meat, which is of course which is our protein that allows us to bulk up. And so in 2002, I had what you call an out-of-body experience, which just kind of turned my whole life around. But from that point, I had did what's called a 40-day detox, or what you may consider a biblical detox, where I did nothing but juice and superfoods.
Superfoods.
Yeah, superfoods. At that time, I think it was spirulina. And so all I did was the juicing, and I lost a lot of weight. I dropped from like maybe 235 down to about 160 something. And
In 40 days?
In 40 days.
Was that healthy?
It wasn't healthy.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. When you have a certain type of revelation like that, you're called to do something drastic. When you do something drastic, that means that a change has to happen now.
Right.
And so that was the change that happened now. I didn't know where it was going. I didn't know what it meant. All I know is that it was very embarrassing. Because remember, I'm this buff guy walking around, everybody admired me, the women like me, the guys admire me, and then all of a sudden I had to let it all go. They couldn't understand, but all they thought in their mind, the frame of reference was what? He has AIDS.
Yeah.
He's sick.
That's actually what I was thinking, but I wasn't going to say that.
So they were thinking I was sick, but the flip side, the irony is that I was actually getting well. But I couldn't really tell them that because it just didn't make sense. We have a certain way of thinking that when the frame of reference changes, it's hard to really associate with it. That's why when you make changes in your life and your family is not in agreement with it, or your people around you, or friends, it's hard to really relate with them anymore after that, until you've gone through your transition. And so I lost friends, family stepped away from me. In fact, I even lost my job at that time. But it was a journey.
Because you lost the weight?
Well, no. What was happening is that
as
I changed my whole outer, everything started changing.
Right.
The job was not right for who I was becoming.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the job was not right, which means I had to let it go. And so it's a tough place because you have to really sacrifice a lot of stuff as you're becoming a new person, and it's not easy because you it's hard letting go. And so that transformation had started me on a route of becoming what we know now as a vegan.
Okay.
A vegan, that means I let go of all animal product, no dairy, no fish, chicken, nothing with eyeballs, nothing with a grandmama or a mama. Or
Oh my
daddy.
God. See, we do No Meat Monday, and me and my guy, we debate all the time. He's like, "Is fish? Is that really a meat?" It had a mama. It got a mama, yes.
Right. And the thing about it is, I'm gonna tell you something real quick about fish. A lot of times, fish is a much better protein than chicken, beef, and pork and turkey. And I'm gonna say that because fish is what we call a cold-blooded creature. What we mean by cold-blooded is that their body temperature is less than a human body temperature. So when you consume fish, because their body temperature is less, their oils are going to break down in your body.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to a warm-blooded creature, which is, of course, the chicken, the cow, the beef, the turkey. They're warm-blooded, so their body temperatures are actually higher than human beings.
Oh, okay.
So when we try to eat their meat, their protein, their oils aren't going to break down as fast because our body temperature is lower than theirs. And so their oils are going to become sludge in our system, as opposed to fish, whose body temperature is lower than ours, which will actually break down even. That's why fish oils are good. But as opposed to animal like chicken, beef, and pork, that's when we start developing the clogging of the arteries.
That's how that happens. Wow. Okay. All right. Keep talking. I'm soaking it up.
So a lot of times I would say a person who's transitioning from, let's say, they want to become a vegetarian, vegan, I would say let go of like the pork initially. Just drop that like a bad habit.
I haven't eaten pork in years either.
Yeah, pork has been killing not only our people but all people now. Beef, I would begin to moderate that and then slowly wean off of it. And chicken, even fish and chicken are turning out to be carcinogenic, which are cancer causing. There's when you heat chicken to a certain degree,
I can't have no chicken.
Well, it's not what you do all of the time. Oh, I'm saying that right. It's not what you do some of the time, it's what you do all of the time. What that means is that if you're eating chicken every day, then eventually you're going to pretty much deal with some of the consequences.
Right.
But if you begin to break down the frequency of it, not only that, but the portion. See, we're eating more than 50% of our protein, which is coming from the animal protein. If we should be eating only anywhere between 2 to 5 ounces, which is 10 to 15% of our meal. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but I'm looking at 10 to 15%. That's a very small portion.
Exactly, but that's all we really need as far as to get our protein requirements.
That's like what's left over from your main meal.
Exactly.
It's what should be the main meal. Okay.
So what's happening is that...
So that porterhouse I had last night probably wasn't right.
Right. It's going to take it's probably going to take a few days for that to break down.
All right.
So
it's good.
So if you think about
Go
it,
ahead.
if you think about it now, meat eating is a big thing. So we've actually developed more cases of heart disease and cancer because of how we eat now than when we were poor and couldn't afford meat. In fact, the heart disease and cancer was very scarce when we couldn't afford it like the rich. But as soon as we start being able to buy it, which is what they do, they go into they lobby with these politicians and they get subsidies to allow us to purchase meat. And so by being able to purchase it, you have meat that's actually cheaper than the fruits and vegetables. So obviously people are going to go and get the meat before they get the fruits and vegetables. It's actually harder to stay healthy.
It is
to just eat bad.
It is. It is. And then the less healthy cuts of everything is the cheaper stuff.
Exactly.
if you are eating meat, the leaner, especially organic, when it's not fed any of the junk that they feed the chickens and stuff. When you go get an organic turkey, I went to a store once, and I guess I sounded kind of crazy. I went to buy a turkey. But I've been into holistic health and so I like to buy the free range stuff. Because it's supposed to be healthier. At least it's a little healthier. So I go to the counter and I told him I wanted 3 wings and I think I said 3 wings and 3 legs and they only had this real turkey in the back that they actually cut up. He said, "Miss, you know that a turkey only has 2 wings, right?" And I'm like, well. Yeah, technically, but I'm so used to going to the package, that has 3 or 4 wings in it already. And he's like, "No, you're only gonna get 2 wings." And I love the